welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. The no votes in Europe are the big news this week. The new constitution has proved so dull, ill thought out and unpopular, ITV are now turning it into a reality show. Brussels bureaucrats claim the only reason people are rejecting the European Constitution is because they can't be bothered to read it. So it's being renamed Harry Potter and the Unification of Europe. In spite of the no vote, Jacques Chirac is still planning to forge ahead because, as any Frenchman will tell you, when they say no, they really mean yes. It's not the first time there's a big cry of no from the Netherlands direction. And in case Michael Jackson's lawyers are watching, I said Netherlands. This round is called Bombshell Phone Calls. Frankie and Rory, you're up next. I believe you've got a phone there, each of you. Very good. Yeah, sure. In this round, two players take on the identity of two famous newsmakers who are on the phone to one another. At some point in the conversation, one of them will drop a bombshell. Rory, you are David Blunkett. Frankie, you are Tony Blair. Tony is calling David to welcome him back to the cabinet, but Blunkett has a bombshell to drop. Take it away.
Okay, his David Blunkett might be a bit better than my Tony Blair, so bear with me on this one. Hello, David.
Is that Ann Summers? Have you got one in the large?
No, David, it's Tony. You try this trick every time.
I'm sorry, I'm out at the moment. Please leave a message. Sorry, is that you, Tony Blair?
Yes,
sorry,
David.
Sorry, I'm screening my calls. I've been getting a lot from the Child Support Agency.
I've been trying to get a hold of you to offer you a job. Now, which departments do you know your way to?
Well, Home Office, Health, you know, I'd love to do any one of those, anything except work and pensions, because I've got my pride.
It's work and pensions.
Fabulous, I'd love to. But there's one thing I've got to tell you.
What's that?
I've joined Al-Qaeda. Only the territorials. It'll only be every other weekend. But if I get you, I'll get 20 virgins, and that's got to be worth it. But that's not the bombshell. I wanted to ask, how's Cherie? And is she ever sick in the mornings?
Oh, are you saying you've got her pregnant?
We've been close. She's
lovely. Are you sure it was her?
I hope it was, because she charged me 30 grand.
Who notices an increasing resemblance between Rory's David Blunkett and Benny Hill. It's Fred Scuttle, isn't he?
You should see the people I meet on my milk round.
Thank you very much to both of them, but I think Rory was the winner of that one. The answer, of course, is crisis for Blair, referring to the repercussions of the French and Dutch voting no to the European Constitution. That's right, these two massive no votes delivered a resounding raspberry to the European Constitution. There is photographic evidence, of course, that vote rigging took place in the referendum in France. With armpits like these, there's no way these two are French.
Is that not? I'll go out on a limb here. A little bit racist.
Yeah. It's a tiny bit racist, but not as much as the next one is racist. The next one is actually painfully, hideously racist on many, many levels. Like it hits them repeatedly with a shovel and a pike at the same time. The next one. Do you want to hear it?
I love casual national hate.
It's fantastic. And it's not even my national... I quite like the French. The Irish get on very well. It's your national hate. Anyway, so... I'm here, I'll play your game. All right. I'm willing to try and mix. OK. A recent survey revealed that all of Europe sees the French as rude, smelly and obsessed with sex and food. One Frenchman replied, "Piss off, I'm busy eating garlic off my girlfriend's nipples."
shame on you.
The next round is called Between the Lines. Rory and Hugh, can you make your way to the Mock the Week press pit? In this round, one player takes the role of a famous person making a speech, while the other says what they really mean. So, Rory, you are Prince Charles giving a speech on the occasion of his mother's birthday. Hugh, tell us what he's really saying. Take it away.
Hello, Mummy. Gosh, you look so well.
Blast.
A little birdie tells me
It's all over the newspapers.
that today is a very special day.
You're still alive.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know why you do it.
You just seem to go on and on.
And on and on. And on.
I'm sure I speak for the rest of the family when I say, It's very good.
Thank you very much.
What do you do?
I make organic biscuits.
Oh, wonderful. Marvellous, that's true. So I've lost the thread now. Anyway, we hope you have a lovely day. Looking forward to the 21-gun salute.
They're loaded.
Well done, Rory and Hugh. Very good. That's it. The point for both of you in that day. Now we play a round called Spinning the News, which involves everybody. So if you could all move over towards the performance area, please. We spin the wheel, and when it stops, anyone can step forward and try to make us laugh about the subject it's landed on. If I judge the player's got a big enough laugh, he or she gets to sit down again. The first team to have all its players sitting down at the desk wins the round. OK, let's have our first topic. That is... What the name of is that? Let's spin the wheel again. Oh, is it? Okay. It is, of course, national surveys. Good luck with this one, folks. This next round is our version of Question Time called Ask the Politicians. I'll play the host. Joe, Frankie and John, if you could move up among the audience, please. Ready to ask your questions to the politicians sitting at the front here. If you'd move in. Rory, you're Tony Benn. Hugh, you're a Tory spokesman. And Al, you're the voice of the silent majority. Can we have our first audience question from, I think, the intense Scottish man there, please?
Yes. Can I ask the panel what single law they would introduce to make Britain a better place?
Tony Benn, would you like to come in on that?
Well, you see, straight away, I wouldn't do a single law because I'd say a lot of laws because that's got an S in it. But the best law, I would say, was Andrew Bonar Law, who was a Conservative minister and became Chancellor of the Exchequer in 1910. Wonderful person. I met him the first time. And he was the first person who got me interested in politics.
But the answer to the question, Mr. Benn, if you could possibly...
Well, you see, there we go. We're concentrating on personalities, not on issues. I think that's completely wrong, and I'll come back to you later.
OK. Tory. Hugh?
No foreigners.
Is that what you'd say?
Well, I think it's time for the law-abiding, tax-paying, normal, sensible, reasonable, down-to-earth, hard-working, normal, law-abiding, down-to-earth, sensible, reasonable people. Hard-working, law-abiding, tax-paying, fleeced, decent, honest, hard-working, law-abiding... Oh! Decent, reasonable, sensible, law-abiding, normal, hard-working people of this country who don't want to pay their speeding fines, regardless of how fast we may have been going the wrong way up the slip road, on a phone, no seatbelt, no tax, no MOT, no insurance, whilst eating a burger and receiving oral sex on the telephone. And you got anything better to do, officer? It's time for us to speak. And bring back hanging, obviously.
Let's go to our second question. The swarthy Greek lady on that side there, please. Yes?
Oh, thanks. I was just wondering that as Britain chairs the European presidency, what changes should we be making? And would anyone like some falafel?
Falafel, Tony Benn?
Well, I've never falafeled in my life. And
the European Union?
Well, I've never been a fan of the European Union. I think it'd be a very good thing if Britain were towed away into the North Sea, a little bit further away.
Now, that's strange. It's the first time I've ever agreed with anything you've ever said, mate. Right?
Well, you've obviously not been listening. That's all I can say.
I've been listening. I've simply chosen to remain silent up until now.
Well, I must say you're very
I'm the voice of the silent majority.
Well, I must say...
Obviously, having said that, I'm no longer a member, but... I think European Union change your name to the British Empire as a mark of gratitude. Call the euro to pound, right? And new kit.
That, you surely would possibly agree with that?
I feel, really, the very best thing to do would be to move the European Parliament to the Millennium Dome. They're both a waste of money. It'd be good to get them both lumped together.
OK, the lady there in the middle. You have a question?
Indeed. Now that Cub Scouts don't have to swear allegiance to the Queen and God anymore, who do the panel think that they should swear allegiance to?
Tony Benn.
I think you have to go a long way to beat Clement Attlee. You look at the 1945 Labour Manifesto, it's a poem. It's a wonderful poem, absolutely, and Clement is...
But surely there has to be something more contemporary than that.
We're talking about socialism, I understand that. So I think if you wanted to put something contemporary in socialism, we'd have to go back a long way. But no, or Asquith.
Asquith, OK. After your Asquith?
I, personally, have sworn allegiance to a Cub Scout. He's absolutely lovely, and he does marvellous things with his woggle.
One phone call, you're on a register.
Who would you pledge allegiance to? Voice of the silent majority?
Well, speaking for the people who would have shot that burglar a third time... He shouldn't have done that anyway. He should have dug a pit with steel spikes and manure on the spikes and a rug on the top. In comes the burglar, falls in. Who's there? Who would I swear allegiance to?
Yeah.
Well, in fact, this is nonsense, isn't it? It's got to be the Queen. You've got to go back to the Queen. And I love the royal family. Not just out of mindless loyalty.
If not that, then what?
I fancy her. They're all dirty, those German birds, aren't they?
Do you follow the rules of etiquette when meeting the royal family?
What are you talking about?
I recently discovered that one is not meant to turn one's back on the Queen. I don't understand. She's very unlikely to nick anything.
We feel this discussion may go on all night, so instead let's wrap it up and say thank you to all the panelists. The winner was Al on that particular game. Down you come from the audience. Time to move on now to a round called Stand Up, Sit Down, which involves everybody. So if you could all make your way over to the performance area, please. This is a stand-up challenge based on a random news generator, dotted with topical subjects and faces. We spin the wheel, and when it stops, anyone can step forward and try to make us laugh about the subject it's landed on. If I judge that the player has got a big enough laugh, he or she is safe and gets to sit down again. The first team to have all its players sitting down at the desk wins the round. OK, here we go. Here's the first topic. First subject is climate change. He was in like a shot.
The problem with climate is that we're ruining the environment. You know, every year we destroy an area of rainforest the size of Belgium. Why not just destroy Belgium? No one would mind. We're desperate to find an alternative to oil. Wind is one, but what worries me about wind power is that if you cover Britain with 400,000 wind turbines, right, on a windy day, what's to stop the whole country taking off? like an enormous hovercraft and heading for France. That is European unification by the back door.
Very good, Hugh. Hugh, sit down. Congratulations. Very good. So, let's have another topic. Live 8. Rory's coming in like a shot.
Yes, it's Live 8 this week. Bob Geldof's big thing was to persuade people to go to Edinburgh by boat. Right. Okay, because the first 20 miles are easy. The rest you're going to carry the boat on your shoulders. They're trying to get a million people up to Edinburgh. Elton John's not going. He's sending flowers. And it's a whole G8 Live 8. World's richest 8 nations get to meet the world's 8 richest rock stars.
Rory, well done. Sit down. Let's have another topic. OK, reality TV. Who wants to get in?
Me.
Oh, hang on.
Just a second, though. 12 calories. Well, you probably realise that the 487th series of Big Brother has just started. Problem to me with Big Brother is that when someone gets voted out of the house, they don't actually up in a tree with one bullet, just to see how they do. Now, I actually applied for Celebrity Love Island, but...
Sit down now if you want to. That's it. OK, 3 comics left. What's the next topic? The London Olympic bid. Mark is in.
We can't have the Olympics in London. No one will be able to get there. If we do have it in London, we should have a special London triathlon where you have to get a 133 down Brixton Hill to Stockwell and then a Northern Line to London Bridge and then a network south-east back to East Croydon. If you can do that in less than 6.5 hours, you deserve a gold bloody medal.
Well done, Mark. Sit down. Congratulations. Right, 2 contestants left, 1 on each team. We have a tie-break situation. I'm going to spin the wheel one more time. I want the 2 remaining players, Andy and Frankie, to go head-to-head on the same topic. The subject is the United States. Andy, you want to go first?
For those of you who were disappointed at the American election, don't be. Americans do love their guns, which is why 6 out of 43 US presidents have been shot. So we still have a 1 in 7 chance of getting rid of the idiot, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, George Bush and Tony Blair, they're always going, aren't they? Oh, well, we live in a much safer world without Saddam Hussein. I'm not sure I didn't prefer the more dangerous world with Saddam Hussein, a world when you could get on a train, see an unattended package, and think, crikey, I'm having that.
Good work from Andy. Frankie, it's up to you now.
Well, I've got nothing against American people. I mean, you meet them and they're always very cheerful, aren't they? I often think we should be more heavily medicated as a society. But the American government has this deliberate pose of stupidity. It's an act. So they're in Iraq at the minute going, I don't know why we invaded Iraq. We can't find any weapons of mass destruction. Everywhere we dig, we keep striking oil. And George Bush is the epitome of that. I mean, you look at him and the wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead.
I think the winner I'm going to give to Andy and to Andy too here as well. We're going to Ghana. Mark, Rory and Andy are the winners. Our next round tonight is called Bombshell Phone Calls. 2 players take on the identity of famous newsmakers who are on the phone to one another. At some point in the conversation, one of them will drop a bombshell. Rory, you are George Bush, and Frankie, you are Tony Blair. Tony is calling George to brief him on what's happening in Europe, but the President has a bombshell to drop. Take it away.
What's that sound? Hi, who's calling the White House?
George, it's Tony here.
Tony who? Oh, the English guy. How's it going? Where are you?
Well, I've just got back from Brussels.
Ha, great. Where's that?
It's in Europe.
Oh. Where's that?
Just fire a missile at Baghdad. You'll hit it.
So, how'd you get on with the other leaders?
Well, I don't think myself and Chirac got on too well.
Yeah, I hate Jacques Chirac ever since he started selling weapons to the Iraqis.
Yes, he completely undercut both of us, didn't he?
What do you say? I get rid of Jacques Chirac if you get rid of Bob Geldof.
Well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about Africa.
Why, are we invading there too?
No, next month. Are you coming over?
Sure, they're laying on a concert for us. Did you get any tickets?
Yeah, Sherry found some on eBay.
Yeah. There's something I've been meaning to tell you, Tony. You left something at the White House.
What is it?
Give you a clue. 5'8" tall, dark hair, wears a dress.
It's not Mandelson again, is it?
Tony, you left your wife behind?
Oh, no. What's she been saying?
She won't say anything for less than $30,000.
Two stand-ups have been shy of getting in so far, so they have to go on the same topic as a kind of a tiebreaker. What is that final topic? Let's spin the wheel. It's gay marriage. Who wants to go first? Okay, let's expand it out. Let's say it's gay rights then. How's that?
Well, the new Pope not exactly in favour, is he? He's not in favour of a few things. He recently described condoms as being sinful. How come we've got to the stage where people who never have sex are telling those people who do have sex how to have sex? I mean, the Pope's there, isn't he? He's going, homosexuality is unnatural. Surely the most unnatural thing in the world is not having any sex whatsoever.
Very good, Andy. Frankie, do you want to take a crack at that topic?
Nice choice of phrase there.
Thank you very much.
Have you seen all this stuff about gay? What's the controversy? I'd have loved to have had a gay dad. Do you remember all that stuff at school? Oh, my dad'll batter your dad. My dad could batter your dad. Listen, my dad'll shag your dad. And your dad'll enjoy it.
Well done for that. Frankie, congratulations, you win. And you come and sit down again. The winners are David, Hugh and Frankie. The next round tonight is called Dating Videos. The players take on the identity of a famous newsmaker and record a Lonely Hearts video in the style of that person. Everyone has to try and guess who they are. Frankie, I think you're up first. If you could take your place in the performance area, please. Let us see your dating video.
Hello. I know a lot of people think I don't have good English, but I can assure you that I am for you here waiting with the lovemaking. I see us as bringing very different things to a relationship. You will bring laughter and openness, and I will bring terrible, terrible cruelty. I'm a very deep man, often as much as 20 feet underground. But for the right lady, I allow to inspect me as closely and as regularly as she like. Find my secret weapon? Perhaps. You may have seen me recently in my pants and think that I'm well hung. Well, I soon will be.
You can't really top that, can you? Any guesses there?
Lorraine Kelly?
Saddam.
It is indeed Saddam Hussein. Very good. Well done, Frankie. Saddam. At last week's preliminary hearing, Saddam was asked if there was anything he needed before he stands trial. Yes, he said. Michael Jackson's lawyer. Rory, can you please make your way over to the performing video? Let us see who's making a plea from the heart now.
And let me tell you a little bit about myself. How long have you got? I was held in prison for nearly 30 years before they found out the truth about me and made me president. It's like George Bush, only the other way around. I'm over 80. I look like a pint of Guinness. But wait till you see Nelson's column.
Who was it?
Nelson Mandela.
It's Nelson Mandela. Well done, Rory. Sit down, please, sir. That was Lonely Heart Nelson Mandela. Quite a catch, to quote the Pretoria Police in 1964. I think in that round, Rory was the winner, ladies and gentlemen. The next round is called Between the Lines. Rory and Hugh, can you make your way to our Mock the Week press pit? In this round, one player takes the role of a famous person making a speech, while the other says what they really mean. Rory, you are George W. Bush making his TV address to the nation. Hugh, tell us what he's really saying.
My fellow Americans.
People of Florida.
2 years ago, I declared that hostilities in Iraq were over.
Unfortunately, nobody told the other side.
See, we proved them wrong in Iraq. They said there was no link between Iraq and Al-Qaeda.
There is now.
What people have to understand is the problem was essentially our lack of intelligence.
People have to understand the problem is essentially my lack of intelligence.
See, problem is people keep putting words in my mouth.
Imagine what it would be like if they didn't.
Well, we will stay in Iraq until the job is done.
Iraq until the oil is finished.
Very good. Both of you, congratulations. Rory and you. Points for everyone. Sit down. Leaving us with one topic between the two of you. If you could both do some stuff on the next topic, and then we'll choose the winner based on that. Let's have the final topic, please. It's obesity and diet. Hugh, would you like to go first?
Now, we've got a major problem with obesity. 11% of the population were overweight, 25% of the population were obese, and 33% of the population ate the bloody survey. But eating bad food goes right back to the Bible, doesn't it? That's why we stand no chance. In the Bible, you see, land of milk and honey, what's that? That should have been the land of low-fat yoghurt and a nice green salad. And as for the loaves and the fishes, what was he cooking? Cod in breadcrumbs. What chance do we have?
Very good, Hugh. But on the topic of obesity and diet, to possibly win the round, Joe Brand. Any jokes on this?
I might just move the microphone stand because you won't be able to see me otherwise. See, the thing is, I think fat people are an easy target, literally, obviously. And actually, you know, you might think I eat a lot, but I don't really. And what actually happened with me was I went on the pill when I was 16 and put on 4 stones. So that proved to be a very effective contraceptive, obviously.
The winner there. Well done, Joe. Come on back over. All the points go to Joe, Rory and David. Next topic. The second topic is books heading straight for the remaindered bin.
Paul Gascoigne's Sudoku.
Beckham's Thesaurus.
The Ron
My Struggle by Paris Hilton.
John Leslie's pop-up autobiography.
Michael Jackson's Touch and Feel book.
Iraq's weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, let's go to the next topic. Things you shouldn't say to the Queen on being given your honour.
Ma'am, you have no idea how much pussy this is going to get me.
That's the end of that game. I think the winner was Frankie. Everyone sit down.